Hi, everybody. We're going to be doing an amazing Insta Live with Jana, the founder of Captain Blankenship, soon. So just hold tight while we wait for her to join us. And if you, hi, Court. And did I see cute Anne? Hi, Anne. How are you? This is always the awkward part, I feel like. Hi, Christine. So we're just waiting for Jana to request to join, and then we'll get going. Hi, Zoe. View request. Oh, you're so cute, Anne. Oh, there she is. Hi, Jana.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. So everyone, I want to take a second. We'll give everyone a minute to join on here. But in the meantime, I want to introduce one of my favorite founders. Jana is the founder of the line Captain Blankenship. We've recently launched it at AILLEA, and it's having huge success and has some of my favorite products in it. I fell in love with it. Truth be told, I fell in love with it like a while ago, but they were doing repackaging that we'll talk about a little later when we talk about sustainability. And so we decided to kind of wait until the new packaging came and kind of launch with a big bang with her new exciting product. But I just, like I said to everyone, yay, so exciting. So Miss Jana, I don't know if you want to just take a couple minutes and tell everyone about yourself and how you got started with Captain Blankenship.
Sure. And Kathryn, thank you so much. It's such an honor. We've been talking about this for a while, so I'm so excited it's finally happening.
I know. And if I'm ever looking to the side, that's where the questions that everyone sent in are. So it's just me looking to be like, what am I asking next? I'm not ignoring you.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Yes, and please ask away. Yeah, and feel free to interrupt me with questions at any point too. Yes, I'm Jana. I'm the captain of Captain Blankenship. We are a clean hair care brand, which I founded in 2009, which feels so crazy to say because it's 13 years ago. I founded the company when I was living out in Berkeley, California, and now we're based in New York's Hudson Valley. And while we are a hair care brand now, we didn't start just as a hair care brand. I actually have a background in natural perfumery. I studied with natural perfumer Mandy Aftel out in the Bay Area. And I was always, since childhood, I was always that kid who was outside making potions. So I feel like I really ended up in the right place. So the brand actually started as a passion project in my kitchen, and it started with essential oil-based perfumes. But then quickly kind of, evolved into anything I couldn't find a clean swap for. And in 2009, of course, the landscape for clean beauty was, completely different. There was no idea. And so, yeah, it was, friends would ask me, can you make me a dry shampoo? Can you make me a face oil? Can you make me a sea salt hairspray? So that was, it kind of just evolved that way very organically, which I'm really grateful for because there was a lot of room for experimentation with the formulas and, kind of direct feedback from friends and family. And it was like a really rich, fertile time for me at the beginning. And it still is because I formulate all the products and that's really my sweet spot.
Yes. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you formulate and your process and what are your key ingredients that you love?
Sure. So it always has been. I actually have a background in the arts. I used to be a contemporary art curator. I'm a painter. And so I feel like the way that I formulate products is very intuitive and feels like an art practice. I feel like this rich palette of organic plant-based ingredients that I get to work with. So it really does start with kind of picking out, figuring out what I want to make. And then picking, the hero ingredients that are going to go in there and, just kind of building it out from there. And as I was saying before, I love to formulate everything from clean perfumes to skincare to hair care to body care. But right now we've just decided to focus on hair care for Captain Blankenship because our our products like our sea salt hairspray and our dry
That's my favorite.
our
The
hair
sea salt
serum
spray is spectacular.
that I ever formulated, but they are our hero products. And the brand has always been known for clean hair care. And we've decided, you know, instead of trying to do everything, because there are just so many great options within the market now, and from a sustainability perspective too, to just focus on, you know, just focus on hair care, basic, incredible formulas, you know, just that range and expanding that range. But we're not going to keep doing, you know, more and more and more. It's really kind of staying in the lane and doing it well.
Do you have any new hair care products that are going to be coming out?
Oh, yes.
Oh, can you, any you can share, or are they secret?
Yeah, no. I can share. Certainly our dry shampoo, our beloved dry shampoo. I originally formulated this as our mermaid dry shampoo in 2010. And it's been one of our best sellers, but it was we're always trying to, you know, to stay on the cusp of what seems like the most sustainable packaging option. So for the past decade, for the dry shampoo, it was a cardboard shaker tube, but certainly the application could be a little bit messy. So I think we're the only brand that I know of in the world right now, but I could be wrong, that is using a aluminum bottle with a powder sprayer.
Amazing.
And it works
Oh my God, look at that.
well. It's like a
That
very
is
targeted
spectacular.
application. So we're so excited. This was like a dream of mine for a long time to be able to put it in a powder sprayer. But we couldn't find an aluminum bottle that worked with it. And so we did. So we're going to be releasing our dry shampoo and our dark dry shampoo at the end of July.
So exciting.
And we're also going to be introducing soon afterwards a refill for the dry shampoo, because our hope with every, you know, this, instead of putting this in the recycling bin immediately, and we're part of Pact Collective, you can put the powder sprayer in an envelope and send it back to Pact to get recycled. But instead of doing that on the first time around, our hope is that this bottle gets reused. So we will have a refill available for it soon.
Amazing. And that leads, and I'm jumping around on some of the questions, but that leads very well into the reusability and the environmental impact. And I'd love for you to share, because I know this was so important to me, but kind of like your path to aluminum as a packaging and why you chose it and all of that.
Sure. So yeah, so as I was mentioning, for us, and I should say we're a B Corp. We became a B Corp in 2018. So both environmental and social responsibility are really at the heart of the business, and they always have been from day one. For me, it was always about formulating with the best organic plant-based ingredients I could find, and ingredients that aren't rare and hard to find, but really focusing on these time-honored ingredients and direct sourcing them from farmers and cooperatives. So, but for us, it's not just about what's inside this beautiful bottle, but about the packaging itself. So from the beginning, we were using recycled glass bottles, compostable tubes, most recently to 98% recycled ocean-bound plastic for our bottles. But we did a packaging audit with the Rochester Institute of Technology in 2020 to look at, you know, all of the packaging options to figure out what was the sustainable option, most sustainable option now. You know, it's always moving. There's no silver bullet. And what was the best option 5 years ago isn't now. Colored glass isn't being recycled in the same way it used to be. So after doing an audit with the Rochester Institute of Technology, it turned out that infinitely recycled aluminum is the best option. And it really, from a life cycle, it is, because about 90% of the aluminum that gets put in the recycling bin gets recycled and turned into another bottle. There's such a huge global demand for aluminum right now. And then also, I mean, I have to say, after shipping glass for over a decade, the fact that, you know, you're not dealing with breakages in shipping is huge. And
and it's weight, the weight for, you know, weight impacts, you know, your cost, but also gas mileage and everything else. So
it all
across the board, it affects it all.
Certainly.
So.
No, yeah, the lightweight, the durability of aluminum was such a huge part of it, because you're right, it is glass, especially glass filled with liquid. It's very heavy. So we're really excited to have released the whole line in aluminum. And our hope too is that, as I was mentioning, that these bottles will get reused before they get recycled. So we're actually introducing bulk refill sizes for all the products, but starting with our shampoo and conditioner, which will be available in July.
Oh,
As
yay.
well.
That's amazing.
So yeah, so that it was huge. And two, yeah, and that's our plan for all the products. It's just if people had told me what it was going to be like going through a rebrand, I didn't really listen. And it's, we're just things are kind of rolling out at their pace, which is good.
Good. Well, I'm going to circle back to one thing, because after formulation is, let's talk about some of your hero ingredients. How do you pick which hero ingredients you're going to focus on? And talk about a little bit your formulation and the hero ingredients that make Captain Blankenship so wonderful.
Sure. Yeah. So when I think about ingredients, as I was mentioning before, it's really not for me about sourcing rare ingredients that have a risk of being over-harvested. So many ingredients are getting over-harvested right now. There's a worldwide vanilla shortage. So it's really about readily available ingredients that we can direct source from farmers and cooperatives, and really time-honored ingredients. Like one of my favorite ingredients that appears across almost all of our products is organic aloe vera, which was known as the plant of immortality by Egyptians. Amazing.
How cool.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, used by so many different cultures around the world since the beginning of time. Great for its rejuvenative property. Sorry.
No worries.
Great for its rejuvenative properties for skin and hair, and for hydration as well, adding shine to hair. So it's actually the #1 ingredient in both our shampoo and conditioner. And we source our aloe from a family farm in California.
Yeah.
And so for us, it's really, instead of having, though, there are a lot of great organic plant-based ingredients we use, we really want to focus on using them across products to make a bigger impact with our sourcing.
Yeah.
One of the hero ingredients that we've been using since day one are seaweeds in our products, sea kelp extracts. And something that I've always wanted to do is to direct source and make our own seaweed extracts. Part of the inspiration for Captain Blankenship, though I started the company when I was out in California, and certainly that landscape is, near and dear to my heart. I spend every summer up in a tiny little town in northern Maine, where my family's been going for the past 125 years. And growing up there, going to the beaches, which are just covered in seaweed, and the one that's kind of the most pertinent out there is bladderwrack. And just the smell of the seaweed, the feeling, swimming in the ocean with seaweed, just those like incredible healing properties of seaweed. So we ended up starting to direct source seaweed from a farm just 10 minutes away from where I go every summer.
Amazing.
And so we're sourcing 5 different organic seaweed extracts that we're making into our own blends that they're actually currently in all of the products that we offer. And of course, seaweed is such an amazing ingredient for carbon sequestration.
It's for the environment. I love that. So what about do you have any personal?
Sure. Yeah. So, I'm really, as I was mentioning, I love to formulate everything myself. I published this book called Wild Beauty that came out in 2019. And I actually have a new book called A Seasonal Family Almanac coming out next year. And so I love, I'm always kind of in my kitchen making potions and making products. But it really comes to kind of less is more with my skincare and hair care. So I like to kind of mix it up by the seasons, depending on, just listening to my skin and my hair, what it's needing. But yes, I love I feel like when I can take more time for my self-care, it's always great. I have 2 small children, so, you know, I really relish that time. So one of my favorite things to do when I wake up too early in the morning, because my children wake me up, is using my jade roller on my eyes. I keep it in the freezer, and just that feeling, you know, first thing in the morning when you're kind of jolted out of sleep, it's so soothing, helps with inflammation, really helps me start my day, rolling out both my eyes and my face and my neck. And then certainly, like anyone, I love a good face oil. So I'm, you know, year round love face oils. And, you know, if it's the winter, I'll add in a face balm as well. So, you know, kind of just taking that time. I mean, for me, even, you know, something as mundane as using deodorant is a nice ritual. You know, anytime that you kind of take your, we actually used to make our own deodorant for Captain Blankenship. And, you know, just even if something as mundane as deodorant has like a beautiful essential oil based scent, it's, you know, any little bit of you can
so
take.
I know
and
you,
then for my hair, oh, go ahead.
No, you go, finish.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna say for my hair, one of my favorite rituals is using our hair and scalp serum, which is one of my most beloved products. It used to be called our mermaid hair oil, and it's just a beautiful blend of organic carrier oils and seaweed extracts that's great for adding luster and shine, fighting frizz, helping with dry split ends, but also is incredible for scalp health and balancing scalp pH. So I love once a week to, you know, if on a Sunday or whenever I have a little bit of time, to take the ritual to just put a couple of pumps of it between my palms and then rub it throughout my scalp down to the ends of my hair, and then wrap it up in a silk scarf and leave it on for anywhere from, you know, 15 minutes to 8 hours, and then wash it out as normal with doing conditioner. But I find
do you ever do it just like overnight?
Yeah, you can leave it in overnight too. Hopefully soon we really want to start selling nice silk scarves to wrap it up if you're going to leave it on for the day or overnight. But yeah, that's one of my most favorite rituals. And one of the things about our hair and scalp serum too, and as I was mentioning, I have a background in natural perfumery, is that the scents of the products are very important to me, and that the essential oil blends are not only, you know, lend a beautiful scent to the products, but they're actually active ingredients in the formulas. So the scent on the hair and scalp serum is, I think, beyond my favorite. So, you know, when you put it on and you leave it on all day, it's just utter delight. It's a blend of cedarwood, fir needle, sweet orange, and rosemary essential oils, which are were all chosen because they're really beneficial for hair and scalp health, but together they just have this like beautiful wild coastal smell. So
it's so awesome.
yeah.
I like every morning I'm like shh, with the sea salt spray, because it smells divine, but it's also it's not your typical sea salt spray. Like my hair normally with sea salt sprays will get like dry and crunchy, and I used a ton of it this morning, and you can see it still has like all the good movement. It just gives it good fullness and texture. It's awesome. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Are there any other conscious beauty? I mean, I know obviously you create, yes, the sea salt.
Oh, I was just going to mention what the sea
create most of your.
Okay.
Slight delays with you.
Oh, with me?
I think so.
So I was just going to mention about the sea salt hairspray, because you were saying it doesn't leave your hair crunchy. That was exactly why I formulated it. And this was the first hair care product I ever formulated. And it's still like our cult hero product 13 years later. But I really, you know, it was a response to when I was younger using sea salt hairsprays that really did leave my hair feeling crunchy and dried out, and that also smelled like synthetic fragrance, which I have a lifelong sensitivity to synthetic fragrance. I get nauseous, have a visceral reaction whenever I smell it. So yeah, that as I was mentioning before about aloe vera, aloe vera is one of our hero ingredients in here, as well as that blend of 5 different organic seaweed extracts. So it really does leave your hair shiny, hydrated, but with that nice dose of texture from the sea salt. And we actually source this sea salt from Utah, from an ancient sea. It's the same sea salt that's the real sea salt that you would buy at the store. So it's good enough to drink this stuff.
Amazing. And I know you touched on your books, but did you want to talk a little bit more about, you know, what the genesis of them and how they came about?
Sure. So as we've been talking about, I love to formulate, and that's how this all started. Being as a child, I was always outside making potions, and now I have 2 tiny potion makers myself. But it really is, you know, everything that inspires what I do at Captain Blankenship comes from a deep love and respect for the intelligence of nature and for plant-based ingredients. I'm also an herbalist, and so when we started to kind of refine what we were doing at Captain Blankenship to focus on hair care, you know, it's hard because I'm always, you know, making tinctures, I'm always making face oils, I'm always making products. But so as we were kind of refining my focus on hair care at Captain Blankenship, I was just creating so many recipes. And actually, 10 Speed Press in Oakland approached me about writing a book. And I was thrilled because, you know, it's like, I'm so passionate about this and I'm always creating recipes. So that's how Wild Beauty came about. And it really was, the new book is very different, but Wild Beauty is really very personal for me. And it really kind of is my love song to the natural world and to plant-based beauty, along with 45
So
DIY.
is it like recipes for masks and skincare, or is that what people, if they buy the book, it's like all homemade?
Yeah. Everything from natural perfumes to room sprays to skincare to hair care to body care, as well as teas and tonics. So there's face oil, there's face masks, there's a leave-in conditioner and detangling spray, there's hair rinses, as well as teas and tonics. So it's really kind of wide ranging. And actually, I just launched my own website this spring, janablankenship.com, that has a lot of my recipes on there too, and also is, you know, shares information about the books. But it's kind of, that's always part of my practice, is I'm always tinkering with something and working with
the creative mind, how it works. It can't stop. And then what's the new
I can't
book?
stop.
You said the new book is very different.
Yeah, so the next book is called A Seasonal Family Almanac, and it's a collaboration with my friend Emma Frisch, who's a chef. And it really came out of kind of, you know, having our children at home during the pandemic, and what we were doing with them. And so it's really exciting. It's both culinary recipes, personal care, and herbal recipes, and then nature-based crafts and activities for the whole family. So really about kind of celebrating the magic of the seasons and resilience and resourcefulness. So it's really fun. That book has been an incredible adventure to put together, and it's going to be coming out in the spring of 23.
Oh, so fantastic. Are there any other brands? And then we're going to get to questions. And I already see one that Rosie is asking about curly hair and textured hair, and how your line works with those. I don't know if you want to touch on that for her.
That is one of our focuses, is curly and textured hair. And I have to say that I think I'm going to give it a plug, even, you know, I formulated them, so maybe I can say that, but I do think that this is the best shampoo and conditioner on the market. It took us over 3 years to formulate. And the conditioner in particular is incredible for curly and textured hair. I think something too, when we were talking about hero ingredients that I didn't mention, is that we direct source our Nilotica shea butter from a women's cooperative in Uganda. And it is the most beautiful, creamiest shea that I've ever worked with. And it's one of the hero ingredients in our conditioner, as well as organic witch hazel, which helps with detangling. So the conditioner is amazing because it works well for all hair types, which was something that I really wanted to do, but was, of course, the crazy challenge that I posed for myself. But I'm so happy with how it turned out. So it's delightfully creamy and hydrating, but it's also lightweight, doesn't weigh your hair down, but it nicely detangles hair and adds a lot of shine and leaves it really hydrated. So this one, curly and textured hair. And then also the shampoo is very gentle. That was, you know, we wanted to create a shampoo that effectively cleanses and lathers, but that is, oh, do my kids use my shampoo? Yes, everyone in the family uses. I should have said that too. So these products are for everyone. From day one, my children have been using our products. Actually, my daughter, when she was little, every time she would see a bottle of sea salt hairspray, she would put it to her head like this. But the products are safe for everyone in the family, safe for color treated hair. That's really, I want these products to be multitasking. That's why we only have, you know, we have one shampoo and conditioner that are generally good for everyone. I'm not trying to create like a proliferation of products. It's just really incredible foundational basic products that use organic direct source ingredients that work for everyone.
That's amazing.
And then also, I should have said for curly.
What's your favorite?
This
Yeah.
hair. Oh, sorry, I missed that.
No, the oil is amazing for. Do you have a gel for curly hair?
Well, funny you mentioned that. We once had a line in Target stores nationwide called Sailor by Captain Blankenship. And it was a really, I still like a deeply beloved line. It was skincare and then a couple of grooming essentials. And we did have an amazing gel called our Jellyfish Hair Gel. And I've hoarded it. I still like constantly using it. I love it. And it's great. It's aloe and seaweed based. And so many people are always asking us, you know, when it's coming back, and it is coming back. We're hoping to relaunch it with a few tweaks, either later this year or first thing next year.
Amazing. And if anybody else has questions, jump in and ask them as well. What's your favorite part about being a founder?
You know, really the creativity, and that there is no, I mean, with anything, there's no one way to do things, but I think, you know, it's incredible looking back now at the past 13 years of doing this. And it really has been, you know, my favorite part is the process and the journey. I feel like I learned so much every day. And I was not that kid who thought, you know, one day I'm gonna own a business. I was an artist, I was creative. So it's been, you know, it's all been a real adventure and a roller coaster, but, you know, that has been thrilling. And then also, you know, I feel grateful that I have an incredible team of women that I work with, and we're in touch every day. And it's just, I don't know, everything about it is just, it's the flexibility, the creativity, getting to do what I want and see it through, you know, I still just like get this little jolt every time I see the products, like being able to make this happen. And then also, you know, I think for a lot of people from the outside, you would think, oh, going into the beauty industry, like so incredibly competitive, you know, such a hard space to be in. But, you know, starting in 2009, there were so, you know, it was when things were just getting going, all the other founders were so closely in touch with each other and really rooting each other on. It's big enough for all of us. You know, we all have very similar stories and are so passionate. So being part of this community has just been so incredible.
Yeah,
and
I agree with. I feel like we all grew up in this together.
Yeah, we're better together, and being able to make, you know, to really make a difference and see the change through. And, you know, it's just getting to work is fun.
Yeah.
Get to work in this space. Perfect.
Does anybody else have any questions for anybody else that has joined? Or because we're getting to the end of our list of questions, is there anything else you want to share with everybody that we haven't touched on?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of exciting things to say about the company, which, you know, crazy as you were mentioning, like the beginning coming out of this rebrand, which it's been a labor of love getting here. But we also, one of the exciting things that happened in the last year was mentioning we're a B Corp and we just got recertified. And then we also got our Made Safe certification, which was a very, laborious process getting there. But for anyone who's not familiar with Made Safe, it's an incredibly stringent ingredient certification that looks at a product and every ingredient in it for both human toxicity, environmental toxicity, and aquatic toxicity. So every ingredient is vetted to meet Made Safe approval. So we got that, our Made Safe approval in 2021 for all the hair care products, which there are only like a couple of hair care brands that have their Made Safe certification. So that felt like a really big feat for us. And I think part of it was that, I want, now that there are so many brands in the clean space, I want our customers to know, the quality and integrity of what we're doing. From reading the ingredient list, but just from seeing, the Made Safe certification.
Yeah.
I
definitely find there are certain brands that really, obviously everyone at AILLEA is clean, but, there are some that really kind of elevate that across the whole brand. And it's, the sourcing is impeccable. There are some brands that I still have to check their ingredients deck for any new product. And then there are ones that it's like, I just almost don't even have to question. And Captain Blankenship is absolutely at the head of that pack. So
yeah, and I think that's something that, compromising in any way on the integrity of what we're doing, if it's the ingredients, if it's the packaging, if it's, the nonprofits that we donate to every year, like I'm not gonna change that. And I think part of that for us was becoming a B Corp too, because it's written into, the DNA of the company. Like this is a based company.
Yep. No, you guys are amazing. Any other last thoughts after that? Because like I said, I think we're through our questions.
The thing I wanted to mention too, when it came to new products, is that a couple things. Was one thing that will be coming out too later this summer is our gold sea salt hairspray, which was a beloved. It's been around since 2015, and so it's the same cult hero formula as our sea salt hairspray, but we used to use responsibly sourced mica, but actually Made Safe doesn't allow that ingredient. Even if it's responsibly sourced, mica is such murky territory. So we switched to formulating it with a synthetic biodegradable mica, and it adds this like incredible, gold shimmer to hair. It's not too glittery. It's just really fun. And so that's coming later this summer too.
That I've been waiting for personally.
Yeah. No, it's so fun. And I have dreams talking about the gel and the gold spray of, adding some more different colors to that assortment.
Ooh, that would be fun. Mermaid hair.
Fun for me.
Yes, mermaid hair.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't gotten any other questions. So that kind of brings us to the end of this, which is, I think, half an hour is a perfect time for everyone to digest. But thank you so much, Jana, for being here. We so appreciate it. And we love having you in the store. And we'll have to get together in real life in person soon.
Very soon. Very soon. I can't wait.
Okay.
Thank you for joining. This was so fun.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.